On Gravitas, we have been keeping you on top of the Boeing story. We've been telling you how a company that was once the blue-eyed boy of American soft power is now falling from the height. How plug doors of its planes are also falling from the sky, quite literally. As we speak, airlines and passengers around the world are seriously concerned about the safety of Boeing planes. Boeing's major clients, like Emirates, is sending its own representatives to Boeing's manufacturing facilities, to ensure that the American plane maker is not compromising on the quality of the planes. And amid all of this, a former employee of Boeing, who was telling the world about the gaps in Boeing's manufacturing facilities, has now been found dead. This former Boeing employee's name is John Barnett. He was 63 years old. Barnett was found dead in South Carolina. His body was found in his truck in a hotel car park. The police say Barnett died from a self-inflicted wound. The details have not been made public, but what we do know is just days before his death, Barnett had given evidence against Boeing. Barnett retired from Boeing in the year 2017 on health grounds. Over 3 decades of his life were spent working for the Boeing company. Why did Boeing's former employee turn against the company? Some 2 years after Barnett retired, there were 2 back-to-back Boeing 737 MAX crashes. All passengers on board the Lion Air and the Ethiopian Airlines flights died. Questions started emerging about Boeing's safety, and that is when Barnett started sharing information that he was privy to. The whistleblower said that between 2010 and 17, he was working as a quality manager at a facility making the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. This is the model many airlines use for their long-haul routes. Barnett said workers at Boeing's facility were under tremendous pressure to meet deadlines, and this often resulted, according to him, in compromise in the manufacturing process. In fact, Barnett said that there were instances where substandard parts were picked from scrap bins and fitted into new planes because the employees knew that they had to meet the deadline of the production process. Can you believe that? Safety was compromised on. It wasn't just the substandard parts. Barnett also claimed that the oxygen masks on board Boeing's Dreamliners were not up to the mark. He said the emergency oxygen system had a failure rate of 25%, meaning if the cabin is depressurized or if during an emergency the situation demands that oxygen masks be dropped, 1 in 4 masks may not work. 1 in 4. In other words, a quarter of the passengers will be left gasping for breath. Barnett had come to this conclusion after running a safety test on the Dreamliner's emergency oxygen system. What did he do then? Barnett claimed that he informed the managers, but his superiors decided to do nothing, he says. You see, there is one thing we all realized after the investigation into the MAX crashes. Boeing has not shied away from compromising on safety for the sake of business. It is guilty of prioritizing profits over passengers and people's lives. Why else will you rush through the pilot training of a new plane? Why else will you hide critical life and death information from pilots? Because it allows you to sell the MAX as a model requiring minimum onboarding cost. And we know how that story ends. In light of the MAX crashes, Barnett's claims do not sound unbelievable. Also taken into account all that has been going on over the last few months, the plug door of an Alaska Airlines plane blowing out mid-air, endangering everyone on board.
We're at the end of the plane, so the emergency door's right there. It was just a piece of the plane.
And then you have the more recent instance of a tire falling off mid-air from a United Airlines plane. It's this very issue with Boeing safety that Barnett was trying to bring to light. Last week, Boeing's lawyers had questioned Barnett during a testimony. He was scheduled to appear for another round of questioning on the 9th of March. Barnett did not show up. He was later found dead in a parking lot of a hotel. Boeing says it is saddened by Barnett's passing. Goes without saying, the Boeing company also denies Barnett's accusations and continues to maintain that its jets are safe. The question is, who is believing Boeing? WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.